Welcome to Blues Roundtable. I'm Mark Serber alongside Brad Paul. As tonight, the Orange County Blues get set to face off against the Chivas USA Reserves. And Brad, before we get to that, the Blues, coming off a 2-game road trip, got hammered by Orlando City, but did well to take 3 points from their 2 games with that 1-0 win against Charlotte.
Well, they came out strong against Orlando City. They were controlling the ball for most of the 45 of the first half there, but they let down Orlando City. Top of the league, has not lost a game yet all season. But let's talk about when they came out against Charlotte. They had a 2-hour rain delay. Players were a little jittery, anxious to get out there, but sure enough, they grabbed that 1-0 victory and a great 3 point to get on the road.
What is the difference between the 1-0 win against Charlotte on their own turf versus the 2-0 loss that the Blues suffered to the Eagles here?
Well, you always want to perform well at home. You always want to give your home fans something to cheer for, but when you could go out on the road and get those 3 points, it's very crucial because when you come back home, you're excited, your energy is up, you know you're playing well as a team, and tonight when they go against Chivas USA Reserves, they're going to take that recent road trip and turn that into some success here again. So it's huge that they got the win out on the road, and even though they lost the first time around, they split the series with them, and that's good to bounce back after you got a loss first.
And in fact, Brad, I think it's important to note that the Blues now feel that they can play with the likes of Orlando City. As one player on Orlando City told me, they were played off the park in the first 15 minutes. The Blues eventually took the lead, but they gave up a goal right before they went into the locker room at halftime. And general manager John Spencer said that really killed their spirits. And then Orlando City just took over from there.
Yeah, they really had a great talking to in the locker room at halftime. They are the top of the league. They want to keep their dominance. Yet to lose all season. 3 ties, the rest all victories. They really showed, hey, we're at home. We are going to be in the MLS soon. We're going to show these OC Blues what we have here. And unfortunately, it was a 4-1 defeat for the OC Blues.
Well, a loss to Orlando City is nothing to be really ashamed about, but the bottom line is that the Blues are 3-1 in their last 4 games. What's changed since the beginning of the season?
Well, the players are starting to mesh well. They're getting great training sessions, and I think what really benefited them was when they had about 2 weeks off. These guys really were able to hang out on their own time, get away from soccer, and then they really gelled, and they're starting to communicate better. And that's what you could see at the top line between the captain, Alan Russell, and Chris Cortez. They're moving well off the ball when they're getting distributed balls from the midfield. So the communication is a lot better. And we've also had some good insertion in the back with Kwame Watson-Sarabo on loan from Real Salt Lake. He's really helped fortify that back line, and it's the communication. 2 clean sheets now for Patrick McLean in this recent stretch. They're just communicating better, what is really forcing the OC Blues to play great offensively.
And on the other side of the ball, the Chivas USA Reserves have already played 2 USL Pro teams. How have they fared against those teams this season, Brad?
Well, they have 1 loss and 1 win, but they don't play as many games as the USL Pro do. They are part of Chivas USA parent club, and whenever there's holes in their schedules, they come down and they play the USL Pro teams, in addition to playing other reserve teams of the Major League Soccer. So their lineups aren't very stable, but they do get a lot of work from their guys that don't make it into the 18. And for them to go 1-1 so far, they're looking to come down here south of the 405 and try to put 3 points against the OC Blues. Even though it doesn't count in the standings for Chivas USA, it does for the OC Blues. And being 3 out of their last 4 victories and 2 last home games were victories, they really want to come out here and get 3 points tonight.
Just to let you know how it works, the USL Pro MLS affiliation is that when these 2 teams get together, the results will count both in the USL Pro for the Orange County Blues and in the Reserve League standings in Major League Soccer for Chivas USA Reserves. The fact of the matter is, Brad, is that they're on their break right now for the World Cup. So their last game was the 8th in Major League Soccer. They did have a U.S. Open Cup game, which they lost on penalties on the 14th, but they don't play again until the 28th. So do you expect to see a lot of first-teamers in for Chivas USA Reserves tonight?
I do think there's going to be about half of their first teamers. The last game on the 8th was against the LA Galaxy, where they got a 1-1 tie in the Super Classico. They were technically the away team, but they've been home here since beginning of June. So with the World Cup break, we could see some of the likes of Marky Delgado or Eric Avila, but I don't know if we're going to see Eric Cubo Torres, who's one of the league leaders in Major League Soccer in goals right now.
Yeah, one thing that Chivas USA told me was that their players who've played the majority of the games, around 12, 13, 14 games, will not feature tonight, but other players who've played about half those games or less could very well get into the lineup. And it was a 4-0 win last time for Chivas USA at Arizona United. Finley hitting a hat trick, but a 3-1 loss at home versus Sacramento Republic. And I talked to Paul Caffrey, the assistant coach at Chivas USA and the head coach of this reserve side, and he said, look, both games were close. The difference is we didn't take our chances in the first game. In the second game, we took our chances, but we were defending for most of the second half. And then he said to me something that I thought was very interesting. He said the line between Major League Soccer, mostly the Reserve League, and the USL Pro is not that different. He said that the skill level is very, very close. Do you agree with that statement?
I do, because there's a lot of affiliations with the USL Pro and some of these Major League Soccer teams. You have Oklahoma City being part of Sporting Kansas City. So there are some affiliations going on there, and these guys are going back and forth. We've had players here on loan, Kwame Watson-Saribo, Rashawn McKenzie, Taylor Pay. So the guys are bouncing back and forth, and this is just chance for them to get minutes. So there is not really a fine line in between the competition. They're right on par with each other and could be in the MLS tomorrow on any given day.
And for the Blues, this is the last game before retirement for goalkeeper Mohamed Mohammadi, who started his career in 1996 with Saipa, joined last year, played his first game May 31st of last year, a 2-2 draw at the Rochester Rhinos. He's been a great servant throughout his career, not only with 9 different clubs in Iran, but also with the Blues and with one cap against Kuwait in 2009 with the Iranian national team. Let's take a look and say our goodbyes and our thank yous to Mohamed Mohammadi.
I want to say thank you. I think we all learned a lot from him. His experience, obviously. He's a great leader on the field, and we're gonna miss him. And I hope he enjoys his time off.
since I was watching soccer. He's a great player back home, and everybody knows him. Great leader, great teacher. So it's kind of sad that he's not going to be in practices, and there's no more time to learn stuff from a player with a lot of experience. But pretty happy. He's a great guy.
I truly mean this. It's been an absolute pleasure to have trained and played with him over the last 18 months to 3 years. As I said, a true gentleman of the game.
Smartly comes over. Cox will make the run down the line, and this one's going to be floated into the danger area. It's a good ball to the back post, headed across, and Mohammadi ends up with it.
Brown Russell as well.
Played in the path of Balku. Balku's in. Mohammadi comes out. He's able to get there before the 19-year-old.
Good job to bring it down. Keep possession off Okai.
Sent to the far post. Mohammadi had the ball clear. Goes against Suggs, puts it in, and it was creeping into the near post for Mohammadi with a big save, just getting it on. Welcome to Anteater Stadium, where the Orange County Blues, coming in at 6-8, take on the Chivas USA Reserves, who are 1-3-1 in their respective league. Mark Serber alongside Brad Paul. And Brad, we're in for a real special treat tonight. Former Argentine international Mauro Rosales is going to get the start for this Chivas USA Reserve squad.
Well, we are on World Cup break here from Major League Soccer action, so we are going to see 9 players from Chivas USA that were in the 18-man roster in their last Major League Soccer matchup here tonight. So they're just going to get some work in while their Major League Soccer is on World Cup break, and OC Blues are hot right now, so it's going to be a very exciting one tonight.
The Orange County Blues coming off a 1-0 win in Charlotte. As we take a look at their starting 11, Watson, Sarabo in the back, along with Gotrao, who's back from the ankle injury. Seth Moses can play as a winger or as a defender, and he's going to be an outside back tonight. Look for him to get up and combine with Giovanni Santana. And, of course, Mohammadi in goal, playing his last game, retiring after a 19-year career, which has been with some of the top teams in Iran and also the Iranian national team as well.
Yeah, might have been watching Iran lately as they are in the World Cup right now, so it's just very great to know that he was at that level, and he's been a great contributor to Orange County Blues and soccer all around the world.
When we take a look at the Orange County Blues, 6-8-0, as we said, spent last week on the road, took a 1-0 lead against Orlando City, but ended up conceding 4 goals. However, great job just 2 days later to come back and beat Charlotte. Giovanni Santana and Patrick McLean were named to the USL Pro Team of the Week. Giovanni Santana scoring both goals on that road trip. for the Chivas USA Reserves. Ryan Finley scored a hat trick in their last game, a win versus Arizona United in Peoria. And he also scored in their 1-1 U.S. Open Cup loss, falling 3-2 on penalties to the Carolina Railhawks. As we're going to step aside and honor our nation with the playing of the national anthem.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
With the World Cup and the USA taking on Portugal tomorrow, patriotism being felt very strongly by all Americans, and a beautiful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner as we get ready for this match between the Orange County Blues and the Chivas USA Reserves. Orange County actually played Chivas USA last year in the U.S. Open Cup and lost 2-1 in a game where they had the majority of the chances, but Dan Kennedy saved Chivas on plenty of occasions. He's not in goal tonight. Tim Elia is instead, as it will be the Orange County Blues in their white jerseys, blue shorts, and white socks. And Chivas USA, the Rojiblancos, wearing their red jerseys with white and blue trim. Almost from here, kind of look like the U.S. national team in those jerseys, Brett.
Yeah, just forgetting the blue that goes across the chest, and it's Team USA out there. But a lot different players, and we're hoping to see great football, great soccer here tonight. Got the World Cup excitement, all those announcers saying football. Great to see, but I'm excited. And there's also a former Orange County Blues on the lineup for Chivas USA Reserves, and that's Matthew Fondy.
When we take a look at your USL Pro standings, remember this game will count for the Blues in the standings, and it will count for Chivas USA in the MLS Reserve League standings. But so far, the Blues stay in 7th place. They're in the playoff hunt, but they're trying to get a win here tonight as they want to creep closer and closer to that 500 mark and continue to work their way up the table. A win tonight, and they would leapfrog the Wilmington Hammerheads into 6th place. And it would be a big win against the Chivas USA Reserve side that we're going to use the word reserve lightly, because plenty of starters and plenty of players who've played in more than 5 or 6 games are in the starting 11 tonight for this Chivas USA side.
Well, you're going to have the hot OC Blues, winners of their last 2 home games, winners of the last 3 of 4, and Chivas USA MLS club. A lot of their players coming down. Couldn't ask for a better night. Weather's beautiful. 7 o'clock start, and we're about to get underway.
Well, you want to know about the MLS Reserve teams versus the USL Pro teams. The MLS Reserve teams are 6, 7, and 3, so the USL Pro has the advantage as the Chicago Fire Reserves traveled to Wilmington and drew them 2-2 tonight. Last night, the Montreal Impact beat the Harrisburg City Islanders 1-0, and Sacramento Republic taking down the Colorado Rapids 4-3 in a 7-goal thriller in the California capital. As we're underway here from Anteater Stadium, and the long ball looking for Matt Fondy, who parlayed his move to Chivas off the back of 10 goals in 10 games for the then LA Blues last season.
And it's going to be interesting to see if the OC Blues could get off to that fast start like they did when they were on the road, controlling much of the ball. But right now, Chivas is in possession as they had the kick first.
That long ball looking for Fondy, who's well offside. Neat little flick, and it's played forward. Giovanni Santana, 3 goals on the season for the rookie out of Cal State Dominguez Hills. Seth Moses never afraid to take a player on. Not the best idea, as Delgado won it back, and that ball looking forward for Finley, who has 4 goals in his last 2 games. But he was in an offside position. Never the mind, though. It goes out of bounds for a Seth Moses throw-in. Russell, the captain. Lovely little flick off for Santana. Gabriel Gonzalez switches it to the far side. And just like you said, Brad, the Blues looking to maintain possession, but that's a poor ball given right to Alvarez. And the offside flag stays down. A chance could be on here. Squared across, Delgado arriving. Just a split second too late. That could have been 1-0 Chivas.
And it was a quick counter by Chivas USA Reserves there, but Kwame Watson-Cerebro did a great job coming back and preventing that goal from Marky Delgado.
Delgado saw a ton of first-team action last year until he tore his meniscus toward the end of the season. Mershad Momeni, good ball for Alan Russell. Just a bit too far ahead of him, and Russell acknowledges the smarts of Momeni on that one.
And that was almost like a living replay of what happened on the other end for Chivas USA there. But great attack from Mershad Momeni on the right.
Malia looking up top for Fondy, who will run you ragged all day. No Josh Suggs tonight for the Orange County Blues as he was red-carded in the 90th minute against Charlotte. Moses looking for options. Quickly closed down the Blues. Good defending from Delgado, but at the expense of a throw-in.
And it's going to be interesting to see if the Blues can create some early chances. As I said it before, going from left to right here, the sun is going to play a factor for Tim Malia, and he is behind Dan Kennedy over at Chivas USA, so he doesn't see much action. Let's hopefully the Blues can put some shots on him and test him early.
Rosales had a heavy challenge in there, but the referee waved play on. Good advantage played by the referee. And that flick on was looking for either Alan Russell or Giovanni Santana making that run through. Instead, it goes all the way to Malia. Did so well to come back last year from that back surgery in May and get a few games in at the end of last season. Has so far played just 2 games with the first team this year. But, of course, like you said, it's going to be very hard to unseat Dan Kennedy.
Dan Kennedy making save of the week on a double shot, one from Donovan. And the rebound, unbelievable save in that game.
And Chivas USA's pro team is last in the Western Conference, 2-7-5 with the second worst goal difference in Major League Soccer. Just 14 goals. Only the Impact have scored less with 13, and they have 26 goals against. Second to last place in the league, have 11 points. The Montreal Impact has 10 points, but they also have a game in hand. So plenty of work to be done, both for this reserve side and the first team. Reserves are currently 6th out of 8 teams in the Major League Soccer Reserve League. They're 8 goals second best, but they're 9 goals given up also second worst. And this is Okai. Wonder how the Ghanaian feels after today's heroic effort against Germany. Moses getting forward. Moses almost baiting the defender. He gives it off to Santana. Blues looking to move the ball quickly through midfield. Moses thought he saw a space, quickly closed down by Delgado. And somehow Moses able to maintain possession. Gonzalez. Good switch from Okai. Only player to feature in every game for the Blues this season. That's a good ball. And Russell at the back post puts it across goal. And the Orange County Blues have a 1-0 lead inside 5 minutes.
What a smart play by the captain, Alan Russell, knowing his angle was cut off, throwing that ball back into the middle. Chris Cortez right on it, never missed a beat. 1-0 Orange County Blues.
Chris Cortez has only scored in bunches, so expect him to get on the score sheet once again. It's his 5th goal of the season, and it's Allen Russell's 4th assist of the season. And like you said, it was brilliant from the captain.
Saw that ball over the top. Russell onside. Beautiful run. But a great ball out of the back there by Jimmy Turner, finding Allen Russell. And that communication we talked about in pregame, Mark, saw it right there in action. First 5 minutes of the game, and it's already 1-0.
Rosales, Carlos Alvarez, had 29 appearances for the first team last season, none in his sophomore campaign. Russell tried to leave it off for Santana. Was well taken away by Dunn. Momeni. And Santana given time to turn and pick out his option. Turner creeping up on the far side.
You want a t-shirt, fans? Get loud!
It's Chris Cortez's first goal in 3 games after scoring a brace in the last home game against the Dayton Dutch Lions. And Russell perhaps trying to be a bit too cute that time. And the break could be on here as Fondy is running. Gotrao kept him on side, but a poor ball given away, and foul's going to be called. It was a poor ball because player was taken down by Jimmy Turner.
And the reason the OC Blues are up 1-0 right now is they're doing a great job of not forcing the ball. They're waiting for an open man, and they switched the ball beautifully. Gabriel Gonzalez found Okai, that found Turner, put in the cross. If you don't force the ball, work the ball around, you're going to get opportunities like that. And having to put them away, just like Chris Cortez did, very crucial to give them that early lead.
Well, it's going to be a goal kick instead of a foul called. Tough tackling in the midfield. Allows Momeni to win the ball back. Santana wanted it, but Momeni continues forward. Space on the far side. Why not have a go? Just have to get those on target.
Great ball by Momeni out wide.
USLProSoccer.com. Score, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. And that's the site I went to see that the Wilmington Hammerheads, in fact, drew the Chicago Fire Reserves 2-2. Cleared away by Willow before Russell could get there. Neatly brought down by Watson Sarabo. Moses, the 20-year-old from Maryland, once again getting around Delgado. Moses has space in the channels, just didn't put enough weight on it to get it through to Allen Russell. Well stepped in from Giovanni Santana. Now Santana looks to run. Oh, good idea, whipping that ball into the corridor of uncertainty, but Allen Russell unable to get on the end of it.
Well, he had the right idea there, just a little too much pace ahead of Allen Russell. Nobody on that back post, and it's going to be a throw-in deep in Chivas territory, excuse me.
Turner with a smart flick. And this one will go all the way back to Mohamed Mohammadi, playing the last game of his 19-year career. Not the best distribution from the veteran, though. Delgado pushes it through for Finley. Finley, who scored in midweek in that 3-2 penalty shootout loss after a 1-1 draw to the Carolina Railhawks. It was the second straight year that Chivas USA has been knocked out of the U.S. Open Cup by the Railhawks. As this is just going to be a free kick, or will a card come out? Russell being called over. It was a very heavy challenge.
Dr. Bradley Greenbaum is the official doctor for the OC Blues. Dr. Greenbaum is located in Irvine. Learn more about Dr. Greenbaum by visiting
The ref's just going to settle everyone's nerves here as we're still only in with 10 minutes to start this game.
And Delgado, especially when you're coming back from an injury, you're never happy with those kind of tackles.
And as we see, Russell slides, might have had the boot up right there, but it was Good, hard challenge. No card. Free kick, Chivas USA.
Rosales on the set piece. That's a good ball whipped in. Bypasses everyone and right into the paws of Mohamed Mohammadi. Getting back to it, Brad. Second straight year Chivas USA has been eliminated from the U.S. Open Cup by the Carolina Railhawks. Had Chivas USA won, it would have set up a Super Classico with LA Galaxy, who beat Arizona United 2-1 in their match.
It's always interesting when LA Galaxy and Chivas USA get together. They've had a very crazy history in their matchups, but with something else on the line besides the league, it would have been a great game to see. Unfortunately, Chivas USA couldn't put it together.
Gonzalez loses out of midfield. Rosales gets it out wide. Quick touch out wide from Finley. And a good job by the Blues pressure to make Chivas USA recycle their runs in the 12th minute.
And we've seen that in recent weeks from the Orange County Blues. They have that high line up at top to put pressure on the defenders, and it's making it very hard to distribute out of the back. And they've been successful in that in all their victories.
Delgado, stripped by Okai. Watson Serba will go all the way back to Mohammadi, put him in a bit of an awkward situation, and it's going to be a throw in deep in the Blues' end. Quickly taken to Fondi. Ball crossed in, but the offside flag is up.
Offside.
Blues doing a good
Chivas
job to get
USA
back
Reserves.
there, being able to draw the offsides on Chivas USA. But a little bit of a hospital ball there. The 19-year veteran doing a great job with it to clear it. And right now, they're going to earn themselves a free kick off that offsides.
Mark Serber alongside Brad Paul on the Orange County Blues YouTube page via Liquid Event TV. Hope you're enjoying our coverage tonight as the Orange County Blues took a 1-0 lead in the 5th minute when a long Jimmy Turner ball was put back across by Captain Alan Russell, and Chris Cortez was there to slide it into an empty net. Russell has his tail up here. Long cross bypassing everyone. Another crunching tackle on the far side, but the ref waves play on.
Alan Russell doing a great job to get on the end of that one and send it back across. Fortunately, nobody on the back post making that run, but got the early lead here, 1-0. Looking great tonight so far.
The USL Pro is on Facebook. Visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro. And, of course, go on and comment on tonight's game and on all the games this weekend. Like some crazy action, especially considering the matches between the MLS Reserve and USL Pro teams, such as that 4-3 win by Sacramento over the Colorado Rapids. Moses needs to pick and choose his times when he's going to try and beat a player. That's not really the place to do it, but he and Momeni team up to win that ball back. Now Momeni keeping it a bit too long, and it'll be a Chivas USA throw-in. 15th minute at Anteater Stadium. Blues have a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Chris Cortez, his 5th goal of the season. Okai. Good high pressure from Carlos Alvarez. And once again, Mohammadi forced into a bad clearance. And at this time, a free kick for the Blues.
Okai being mowed down there. Maybe that was the reason for that tough ball to Mohammadi. Ref sees it, earns them a free kick.
Mohammadi, of course, played for 9 different clubs in Iran before coming over here last season. One of them was Persepolis, where former Blues goalkeeper Amir Abazadeh now plays. Cortez over to Russell's going to hit it one time. Just couldn't keep his ankle locked, Brad. Had he kept it locked, he could have gotten it toward that far post. Instead, it sliced away, but still a great effort from the captain and a great look from Chris Cortez as well.
Yeah, Chris Cortez, before he put his head on that one, saw where Alan Russell was, able to get up high and win that. And it's one of the advantages, Chris Cortez's height. He can win those 50-50 balls in the air.
Fondy loses out as that ball bounces over him. This time, brought down by Okai. Moses. Russell offside. Russell very frustrated, thought that he had bent his run correctly.
Sporting those new Nike Magista cleats, almost like a sock mark. Very interesting. A lot of those guys sporting them in the World Cup. Got to get me a pair of those.
I'm just waiting for one of these Blues players to wear two shoes that are different colors like they are in the World Cup.
Those Pumas.
Over the head of Russell. Cleared away by Willow. Dunn was able to get something on it. Looking for the target man in Finley. Fondy. Rosales looking to run. Tried to play it through for Fondy, who had stopped thinking he was offside. The ball will roll all the way out of bounds for a goal kick. As it remains 1-0 in the 17th minute at Anteater Stadium. The Orange County Blues opening their account in the 5th minute. A long ball from Jimmy Turner put back across goal by Alan Russell, and Chris Cortez was streaking in to stab it home.
And even with some of these first teamers for Chivas USA, like Amaro Rosales, we haven't really seen them put their stamp of approval on this game yet. It's going to be interesting to see how they assimilate, as they are not used to playing with these other guys in an 11-man starting roster.
Rosales, that's the kind of ball we expect from him. Just a bit too far for Finley. Well stepped in by Lockhead. New Zealand international, played in the 2006 World Cup. Had the assist on Finley's goal in that loss to the Railhawks. This one goes all the way back to Willow. 23-year-old rookie out of Georgia State gets it back to his keeper. And that's how you clear a ball when it's played back to you.
Good waves of possession here. We're about 50-50, I'd say, on the possession between these two teams. Good action back and forth. The key is for the OC Blues to keep possession. One guy that doesn't get a lot of credit but does a great job of it is Gabriel Gonzalez. He is always putting that right pass to an Okai, to a Gio Santana, who gets that ball out wide. Does a great job of holding it up top along with Chris Cortez.
You see Dariush Yazdani to the right of your screen barking out some instructions as an Orange County Blues player was down. Looks like he's going to be okay, though. And play will go on with a throw on the far side in the 19th minute. Fondy, deft little flick out wide. Ball played across for Finley. He lets it run, and Delgado got inside of Moses but couldn't get on the end of it. Seth Moses cannot allow his man to get inside of him like that, Brad.
Well, it looked like Moses knew what he was doing, but to everyone else, that was a scary moment, and the Blues are lucky to escape out of that one.
Turner venturing very far forward. Gonzalez took his place. Okai. Gonzalez with space to turn. And cross comes in and deserved better quality. So goal kick in the 20th minute for the Chivas USA Reserves, trying to get their second win of the season. As a reminder to follow the USL Pro on Twitter. Make sure to follow @USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates. And of course, USL Pro and the OC Blues live tweeting this game here at Anteater Stadium. As the USL Pro looks for its 8th win of the season against MLS reserve sides.
That was a smart foul there by Turner, as that touch by Rosales had him beat, slowed him up, allowing the OC Blues to get back on defense. Good smart foul there.
So a chance for Rosales, dead ball specialist, to put this one into the mix. 6 players lining up along the top of the box for Chivas USA. And this one played deep to the back post. Delgado. Very smart ball all the way across. Looping across the back post. Moses let it bounce when he probably should have headed it. It allows Willow to win it back. He's got Delgado in support if he wants him. Instead tries to turn, but Moses dispossesses him. However, it's a throw-in for Chivas USA.
Yeah, it was a good recovery by Moses, but Chivas has the ball in a deadly position here.
Chivas growing into the game now. Can the Blues hit him on the break? 3-on-3 as Momeni eats up ground down this near side. Trying to get by Willow Momeni, and Willow does well. Couldn't keep it from going out for a corner kick, though. And it's taken 21-plus minutes for us to have our first corner kick of the game, and it goes the way of the Orange County Blues.
That was a great job by Momeni taking that ball down the right side. It was 3-on-3 on that counterattack. No other Blues were able to get up the field on that, so he did a smart job bringing it into the corner and earning that corner kick.
Let's go, Blues fans. Let him hear you.
Jimmy Turner looking for his 3rd assist of the season. It's like he never left college. His 2nd year out of UC Irvine, right back here playing. It's going to be an in-swinger from the near side. Bypasses everyone, and Gotral can't catch up to it. Good job by Gotral, though, to keep it down in that end. And will the Blues come back here now, Brad? Or are they going to lock in and try and win it deep in Chivas USA territory?
Well, it's about 5 games ago we saw the change of that high pressure. They're going to stay down here and keep Chivas in their own third. They do a great job, and they win the ball right back just like that.
Giovanni Santana knocked off the ball. Carlos Alvarez getting rather frustrated off your screen. And now it's a chance for the Blues to put the ball into the melting pot.
And it is World Cup time. We have seen so many goals on free kicks in the World Cup. This is a great opportunity for Chris Cortez to get his head on it. You know he's been watching those games and wanting to replicate what he's seen. Those big Germans getting up in the air. Let's see if Chris Cortez can find the back post here.
All the tall trees are up from the back. Ball lacked the necessary trajectory, though. Not the best clearance, and the offside flag is up. Good header from Watson Cerebo, but it wouldn't have counted anyways. Nice save, though, from Leah.
The header by number 25, Kwame Watson-Cerebo.
Another free kick for the Orange County Blues in the 24th minute. As the Orange County Blues just stopping off at home after their 2-game road trip before going on the road for another 2 games. As next week they will play at Arizona. 3 of their next 4 games, Brad, are against Arizona United. So that's very interesting. And then after that, they will head up for a July 4th match against Sacramento Republic.
Yeah, the schedule is very interesting to say the least, but USL Pro, a lot of these teams have to go through it, so no surprise. And Chris Cortez, unfortunately, in an offside position, but a quick restart by Chivas USA Reserves.
Fondy trying to control it in front of his old team's bench. He'll go out for a Blues throw-in. Fondy still looking for his first goal in a Chivas USA jersey.
Chivas has been doing a good job of getting that ball forward, but their forwards haven't been the one distributing that attack. It's been coming out of the midfield. So good job by the OC Blues defense to get back and stop those 2 men up front.
Blues taking their time on this throw, and Turner letting players venture into the attack. Now he'll take the long throw. And it got the flick on it required, but Momeni wasn't wise to it. Not out of the woods yet, though, Chivas. This ball looking for Gonzalez, cleared away. And Gonzalez with those lanky legs gets a foot in. Russell, beautiful header into Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to put it across. Momeni was arriving, but Malia got in front of it.
And that looks to be Chris Cortez there on the end of that. But a great job to chest that and try to put it on his feet and get a shot on goal there. Also great job by Alan Russell to get ahead to that one.
This is Gonzalez. Cortez showing for it. Two of them wearing the same exact color boots. I'll have to have a chat with them afterward. Ball looking for Momeni. Lockhead with the clearance. Only as far as Moses. Okai. Gonzalez. Turner needs to give him a better angle there. One back through Matt Dunn. Dunn, just 20 years old, played all 4 games at the U17 World Cup in 2011 for the U.S. Played in the Cologne Academy in Germany before moving on to Serbia, where he played professionally for OFK Bogard. So yet to make his MLS debut, but a lot of experience for the young Matt Dunn. Speaking of experience, Seth Moses has played for 3 clubs in the lower divisions of Austria and Switzerland. Plenty of genuine talent out there for both teams. Dunn. Little ball off to Lockhead. Fondy turning. And that's the great thing about Fondy. He will run all day and cover every blade of grass on the field.
It's always a shame to see him on that opposing side after he did so well for the then LA Blues.
The champions of the Joy Fawcett Classic. Also joining us tonight are the champions of the Huntington Beach Sand and Surf Tournaments.
Muhammad Mohammadi. Long ball beyond Cortez. Poor clearance though on the far side, and Cortez overtakes. Turner's been getting forward at every opportunity. Okai. A bit too far for Santana. Great recovery from Moses. And he spins away from Finley and then takes too much time on the ball. And Delgado wanted to call for studs up. And then Moses played it through. And Momeni wasn't making the run. Delgado's been the recipient of some very tough challenges. Blues are lucky that they don't have 2 players in the book.
And the one we haven't called, who's one of the league leaders in fouls against him, is Murshad Momeni.
Rosales off in space. Trying to lead the break for Chivas USA in the 29th minute. Puts it across goal. Fondy's up. Finley's there. What a save from Mohammadi.
Great save by Mohamed Mohammadi.
Finley looked to have gotten his 5th goal in 3 games, but Mohammadi to the rescue for the Blues.
And Mark, this is where the Blues need to go out on a break. They gained possession, but they slowed it up. They had a chance to break right there and catch Chivas with numbers forward. As we see here on the replay, Mauro Rosales brings in that curving ball right to Marky Delgado, but Mohammadi, with the outstretched paw of his left hand, knocks that away and keeps this at a 1-0 lead for the OC Blues.
Apologies, it was Delgado, who does have a goal for the first team this season, but Delgado couldn't have struck it any better than that. As a reminder, the next home match will be against Arizona United on Saturday, July 12th at 7 p.m. To buy tickets, call 714-738-8011, or you can email seats@bluessoccerclub.com or visit ocbluesfc.com. And you can also listen to Brad and I right here on the Orange County Blues YouTube page via Liquid Event TV. As we're on the half-hour mark here at Anteater Stadium, the Blues have a 1-0 lead courtesy of a 5th-minute goal from Chris Cortez, as a win tonight would put the Blues into 6th place in the USL Pro. Momeni went for the early cross, too close to the keeper.
It's a good switch of the ball by the OC Blues there. That's the right pass at the right time. Would like to see a little bit of a better service from Momeni, but the OC Blues, their defense, doing a great job on those forwards, stopping them.
That's a good run through from Fondi. Mohammadi read it well and was off his line quickly. Willow with the header. Willow back to his keeper. Russell chasing. Oh, Russell gets there, and it's into the net. Captain Spectacular, that is why you never give up on a play. And Alan Russell now with a goal and an assist on the evening, his 5th goal of the season.
And that is going to be the team lead for the OC Blues. Alan Russell with his 5th of the mark of this season. But look at this replay. Tim Malia has to play that ball a lot sooner. Alan Russell was right in front of him. I don't know what he was doing. Great hustle, never giving up. That is how you ensure 3 points, by that type of hustle here tonight. And Chivas USA is now down 2 goals. I don't know how they're going to recover with something like that.
Well, head coach Paul Caffrey said one of Chivas USA Reserves' biggest problems was that they would switch off. They need to play a full 90 minutes. Willow's ball back to Malia wasn't the best, and Malia didn't react quick enough, and Alan Russell took full advantage. And I'll tell you, Alan Russell, after 11 years as a striker in the Scottish Premier League before coming over to the U.S., came to the then LA Blues, played in that holding midfield role. He is so happy to be back playing as a striker this season, and it shows with 5 goals already.
And I don't know if he's going to get an easier one all season long.
Russell still chasing.
Plays like that can haunt goalkeepers for a whole season, Mark.
Especially when you're trying to unseat Dan Kennedy.
Tough task. Tough task.
Nike is a proud sponsor of US
Go
Soccer
Trout
Pro.
goes in hard.
Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information.
In the match against Charlotte, Go Trout played his first game since he got his ankle injured May 18th against the Seattle Sounders Reserves. 1-0 lost up in the Great Northwest for the Orange County Blues.
Finley slow to get up there, but Chivas had possession. They're just going to restart and wait for him to get back up.
This is Willow. Has time. Instead gives it back to Carlos Alvarez. Second-year man out of UConn gives it back to Willow. Good ball into the channel for Delgado. Gets around Moses. Delgado looking to pull this one back. Fondi. Good tracking from Fabrice Gautrao. And now we're going to get a foul and a yellow card, and it's going to go against Mirshad Momeni. And just like Jermaine Jones, you can always expect a yellow card against Mirshad Momeni.
Yeah, it didn't look too much on that challenge by Momeni, but I think he got his left arm up into the head-neck area, and that's always going to draw a card as protecting the players here. It's that center ref.
And this is where Chivas USA are so dangerous via the set piece. It's often the way to get back in games when things aren't going your way. The cavalry is up from the back. Lockhead's in there, as well as Willow.
For you people recently watching the World Cup, no foam.
And this one sent too far to the back post. Uncharacteristic from the former Argentine international. The Orange County Blues looking to improve to 7-8 on the season.
And here's going to be a replay. Delgado takes maybe one touch too many, trying to find Fondi at that near post. But as we see Momeni just get right up near the head area of Tony Lockhead and draws a yellow card, but probably a better ball. Would have had a better opportunity on goal by Marky Delgado.
Finley chasing. Okwai twisting and turning, able to get away from him. That's a good header from Dunn. Lockhead goes up for it with Momeni, who has to be careful now for the rest of the game. Russell, one-on-one against Willow. Willow smartly shepherds it out of bounds. Inside the final 10 minutes of first half normal time. Goals from Chris Cortez in the 5th minute, and Russell from the 32nd means that it's 2-0 Orange County Blues. They need to make sure not to give up this lead, as Russell was taken to ground, not happy with the referee there. Cerebel Watson able to get the first header. Not the best second header from Momani, and he's down. Played in. Oh, almost over the head of Mohammadi. Able to judge it in the end.
Saved by 22.
I don't think that was what Mauro Rosales was trying to do, but it almost worked out, as Mohammadi was making sure nothing on that near post was around, but Momeni
Dr. Velasquez is
doesn't.
located in the city of Brea. To learn more
The
about
referee
Dr.
calling for the
Velasquez,
stretcher.
give him a call at
Not looking good for Momani. As Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Mohammadi, of course, just getting the yellow card in the 34th minute. And this means that we will have some added time at the end of this first half. Is up next for the Chivas USA Reserves is the Montreal Impact Reserves on the 6th of July. And then, Brad, they don't play again for 3 months.
Very tough when you're on that reserve schedule here, as the MLS will then be off World Cup break. So very tough for some of these players to get into that movement and try to break into that 18-man roster for the first team. And we're going to look at a replay here of that second goal by Alan Russell. Malia just lackadaisical. Didn't clear it as fast as he should have. Russell sticks his boot out, goes right in the back of the net. Never get an easier goal than that all season long.
Well, Malia heavily punished, but Alan Russell showing why you never give up on the ball. So many players would have just stopped and walked back and let the goalkeeper take the time to clear it. But like you said, very lackluster from Malia, and he's heavily punished in the end.
Manny looks to be okay. The smile on his face there with the ref as he's going to get up. Now he has to step off the field for a brief moment as the training staff had to come out, but he'll be back in very shortly.
Well, Momani laboring just a bit as he comes off to the side. Chance for the Blues to collect themselves, though. We talked about giving up goals right before halftime. That's what happened at Orlando City. The Blues gave up a goal in first half stoppage time. That made it 1-1, and I think it really demoralized them, as from there, Orlando City went on to win 4-1. So something that the Blues have to be very careful as we're in the last 7 minutes plus change here at Anteater Stadium in the first half. Delgado plays catch with Lockhead. Right into Turner. Little touch on from Momani, who's back on the pitch. And he wins a throw-in.
And from that stretch of about the 5th minute to the 31st, that was all OC Blues in between those two goals, but play has slowed down a little bit, and Chivas is starting to work their way into this game.
Cortez is chasing. Okai wins it back. Over to Turner, who switched sides with Seth Moses on the outside back position. Delgado, missed touch, almost works out for him. Off of Carlos Alvarez last will be a throw-in for the Blues. Turner not credited with an assist, but he started the first goal. Oh, you can see the wheels turning in the footballing brain of Alan Russell, running to that ball, then letting it go, thinking that Momani was going to make the diagonal run behind him.
There is no offsides on a throw-in, so it wasn't a bad idea, and Willow forced to have to clear that away as Momani putting that high pressure on them.
And this is what Turner's known for, these long throw-ins. So he's going to launch this one into the box in the 41st minute. Looking for the header. Cortez almost picking out that near post.
The header by number 9, Chris Cortez.
Brad, are
The
you
OC Blues
okay with him going for goal there, or would you rather he tried to flick that onto the back post?
That was a great chance and a great job by Chris Cortez. As we see here on the replay, I have no problems with it. He was near that front post. He tried to snap header that back into the near post. Not a bad idea, especially when he's the tallest guy out there and can win those headers. I mean, Willow's pretty tall and he could challenge him, but he's not guarding Chris Cortez, so go at it, I say.
Handball off of Momeni. How long do you think Momeni will last before Dariush Yazdani takes him off to make sure that he doesn't get red carded?
Look for about the 65th minute if he's going to make a change to keep Momeni out of trouble.
Off the Blues last in the referee assistant's point of view. That's a dangerous ball in. Chance for Delgado. Mohammadi at full stretch.
Number 22, Mohammadi, another big save for him.
Mohammadi playing like a man possessed in his last ever game of his 19-year career.
Well, he did a great job making sure there was no rebound on that one. Yes, Chivas earned a corner, but still keeping this game at goose eggs for Chivas.
42nd minute, ball sent in, and Mohammadi punches to safety. Kaji pushes it out wide. Swung back in. Space at the back post for Finley. Goes for goal. Right into the midriff of Mohammadi. 3 big saves in this first half for Mohamed Mohammadi.
And like a steel trap, not letting that one go through. Mohammadi. So we're going to see here on the replay, ball left over to Finley. Mohammadi on that near post, not letting anything by, able to snatch that one up.
Delgado's moved to the other side now. And the ball will remain with Chivas. The Blues would like to get out of this half alive. Have a 2-0 lead, but Chivas is threatening. Reserve head coach Paul Caffrey saying that his team usually plays 45 minutes. He's just not sure whether it's going to be the first 45 minutes or the second 45 minutes. And so far, they've been a bit lackluster tonight. However, they have had their chances, but Mohammadi has shut the door. Here they come again through Lockhead. Played right into the feet, but a heavy touch and cleared to safety.
Talking about what you said with the head coach of Chivas USA Reserves, you can't put together one good half, whether it be the first or the second, because if they come out with a good 45 minutes in the second half, their deficit could be too large for them to get back into a game. You always got to come out and play that full 90.
Great long ball. Read well by Mohamed Mohammadi, who came to the extreme of his penalty area to claim that one. Inside the last minute and 20 seconds of first half normal time. And that's a good switch from Okai. Turner has time to bring it down on the chest. Pushes it forward for Santana. Santana's first real involvement in a while. And his job is just to keep possession for the Blues. Now Okai sprays it to the other side for Seth Moses. Bit of a heavy touch from Chris Cortez. Gabriel Gonzalez rather played it behind Gotrao, who gets it off to Mohamed Mohammadi. He's been struggling with these clearances. And that's much better from Mohammadi. Kaji got up to win that header. Fondi finally brings it down to the ground. Trying to fight his way through Fondi, and he wins the free kick. A chance for Rosales right on the stroke of halftime to put this one into the danger area. Everyone getting forward for Chivas USA.
This is the chance for OC Blues to clear this one and go on the counterattack and go up 3-0 right here at the end of the half. This could be very crucial on this stop right here.
All but 3 players hanging around the box for Chivas USA. Repelled by Gotrao. Kaji all alone. as there will be 1 minute of stoppage time. About 20 seconds of those have elapsed. Put through. Wasn't a bad idea, but nobody making the run across the face of Mohammadi. Well, without Mohammadi, it could very well be 3-2 in favor of Chivas USA. But it remains 2-0 on goals from Cortez and Russell. Now we're getting word that it's 3 minutes of stoppage time, which makes more sense considering the Momeni injury. So the Blues trying to close this half out. Have had 2 clean sheets in their last 3 games. Finley pokes it through for Fondi. Moses, good job tracking back. Cortez being held by Kaji, and he'll win the free kick. And a chance for the Blues to bleed some time off this clock.
That was a great job by Chris Cortez, being a big body, holding that ball, waiting for your other guys to come up and make runs off the ball. That's what you want out of that big striker up front. Hold possession, distribute, come around, and as we saw earlier, was the recipient of a goal from Alan Russell.
Willow wins the header over Cortez. Delgado to keep it in. 19-year-old homegrown player tried to get it down the line to Finley, but instead it'll be a throw-in for Turner. So interesting move by Dariush Yazdani, switching Moses and Turner so that Turner could deal with the threat of both Delgado and Finley on this near side. Played in for Finley. Turns Okai. Little touch out wide. And that ball needed to be a bit higher as it was into the box. Easy clearance in the end, but it will be another throw-in for Chivas USA, who are knocking on the door here in stoppage time. Well, not if they go back like that. Poor giveaway, and that should do it for the first half.
The ref here just waiting to blow that whistle. Good first half for the OC Blues.
Blues just trying to see out this first half as we're deep into stoppage time. Referee checks his watch. And that will do it. A good first 45 minutes for the Orange County Blues as they took the lead inside 5 minutes. Alan Russell putting a long ball back across goal for Chris Cortez to poke home. And then Russell would get on the score sheet himself in the 32nd minute as the back pass from Willow went to Malia. Malia took his sweet time, and Russell made him pay. Brad, what are your thoughts on the first half?
I think the OC Blues did a great job of being able to hold possession and switch the field. It opened up good opportunities for them, as we saw in the first goal from Chris Cortez. Gabriel Gonzalez, great job of passing it to Okai, to Turner, switching the field. You're going to draw up opportunities all day if you continue that way. And Alan Russell just putting in the hustle, getting that second goal. Tim Malia can't make mistakes like that out of the back. And if you're the OC Blues, you got to be happy with that performance.
Well, there were times in the game where Chivas USA looked like they were getting back into it. What do the Blues need to do to counter that?
Well, they're doing a great job of stopping the two strikers, Fondi and Finley. But Mauro Rosales has been able to get free. We saw early on the left side. Now he's making his presence known on the right side. So they need to stop him from swinging those balls in, because like a good striker that Fondi and Finley are, it only takes one chance, and they could get the Chivas USA Reserves right back into this.
Well, the Orange County Blues with a 2-0 lead on a beautiful night for them, but storm clouds are gathering over the Chivas USA Reserves as it's not only USL Pro MLS time here, but we also are going through one of the best World Cups in recent memory. What are your thoughts on the World Cup so far?
It has been a World Cup of goals. So many goals have been scored so far through this group stage, and surprises from Costa Rica and other teams putting tough games against big name countries that you expect to do well. So it's been unbelievable.
Well, speaking of the World Cup, we caught up with Josh Suggs to get his thoughts on the world's biggest tournament.
And here I have number 23, star striker Andrew.
We're going to talk World Cup today. What are your impressions on the World Cup so far?
Man, it's been amazing, especially how open it is. I mean, like, who can call out who's going to win? I mean, there's no front runner, I feel. And even watching today, I mean, Germany playing Ghana, it's just been amazing. So fun to watch. I mean, so unpredictable. I think that's the best part of it so far. But, man, I'm really hoping the U.S. can get out of that group.
Well, that was going to be my next question for you. Is this a tournament where the tactics have shifted for most teams from defensive tactics in 2010 to offensive tactics here in 2014? I mean, the amount of goals in this tournament is unbelievable.
Right. Yeah, I think honestly, like, even watching the past 4 years, the way soccer has evolved, I mean, it's so much more attacking now, and it's just so fun to watch the way these guys attack. There's so many talented players that it's just, how do you defend against them? And it's really fun to watch.
Well, soccer has certainly evolved because Josh Suggs, an outside back, scored his first ever professional goals for the Blues in the 4-3 win over the Dayton Dutch Lions. You said you hope the U.S. can go all the way. What did you make of their first performance with Ghana?
You know, I thought they did awesome. I mean, Ghana is an unbelievable team. I mean, you could see like how talented they were, and just for the U.S. to even get a result out of that game was amazing. And like, just the fight that they had was unbelievable. And I think if we can beat that team, I think that we kind of have a chance against anybody. So, I mean, I have high hopes for them. So, we'll see.
They say Portugal is the walking wounded. Do you believe that, or do you think the U.S. are going to find it tougher than most people think against Portugal tomorrow?
I think it will be tough. I think they're definitely not a team that you can underestimate. But at the same time, I think that just watching them play, I think that they're beatable, and they have some weaknesses in that team, and I think that the U.S. can take advantage of that, you know, as long as we have a good game against them. So.
And speaking of teams that seem beatable, that we thought were unbeatable, what about Brazil? Is this the Brazil team that we saw the Confederations Cup that's going to go on and win this World Cup, or is this a Brazil team that's going to keep the ghost of 1950 alive?
It's tough to say. I mean, watching them, it almost seems like they have so much pressure on them that they're not playing their usual style, and it's tough on them, man. You know, when you play with that much pressure, it just isn't fun. And the way like Brazilians play is just all about like fun and expressing yourself, and it just hasn't seemed that way. Even though they're so talented and good, like, they don't seem like the same team. So I think it can be one of those things where they wake up midway through and start playing their style of soccer, or they might not do as well. You know, it's just tough to say.
We're talking World Cup with Orange County outside back Josh Suggs. And Josh, we're going to go from Brazil to the team Brazil hate the most, Argentina. Lionel Messi's finally scoring goals in a World Cup, but at the same time, he had an influence on the tactics in today's game against Iran over Sabaya, the head coach. Do you see that as being a positive thing or a negative thing for Argentina going forward, that Messi's undermining their coach? Is this going to be a source of locker room discord for Argentina?
It's tough to say. With a player like him, he's almost one of those guys that's like, how do you coach a person who's that good, and how do you like manage that? You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that you almost say like, go out and do your own thing. So we'll see how it plays out, but I mean, watching that goal that he scored today was amazing, and I think we'll probably see more of that throughout the tournament. But Argentina's a really good team.
And Josh Suggs said a few minutes ago at the beginning of this interview that he didn't know who was going to win, so I'm going to ask you this question. Who do you think is going to win the tournament?
You know what? I believe in miracles, and I think that the U.S., if they can get out of this group, I think they can beat anybody. So I'm going with the U.S.
Well, in the words of the great Ian Dark, go, go, USA. For Josh Suggs, I'm Mark Serber. Thank you for joining us here talking World Cup on Orange County Blues Television. Hi, I'm Mark Serber here on Orange County Blues Television, and we're with Peyton, who's celebrating her 11th birthday, and with Karen, who's celebrating her 23rd birthday. So we'd like to say happy birthday to both of them. First of all, Peyton, what made you want to have your birthday here at an Orange County Blues game?
Well, I love soccer. Yeah,
Yeah? And have you seen the Orange County Blues play before?
sort of. I don't know. Sort
She
of.
saw a practice.
Well, seeing a practice is really good. You learn just as much in practices as you do in games. Do you play soccer yourself?
Yes, I do.
And what position do you play?
Center mid.
Center mid, so you must see a lot of the ball, huh?
Yes, I do.
And what's your favorite thing about playing soccer?
Everything.
I think that's a great answer. Everything's my favorite thing about watching soccer, so that's perfect. So, Karen, how about you? You enjoying it here tonight so far, even though we're a bit far away from game time?
It's a beautiful day, and she's here with her friends. It's great.
And it's really exciting that not only do you get to see our Orange County Blues, but you might get to see some Major League Soccer players in Chivas USA as well. Are you excited about that?
Yes, I am.
Well, this is what Orange County Blues are all about. It's soccer up close and personal at the highest levels here in America, as the Orange County Blues are getting set to take on Chivas USA. And I think that some of Peyton's friends want to come in and wish her happy birthday. So, ladies,
girls U12.
2-0 at halftime. Mark Serber alongside Brad Paul. And Brad, at halftime, a very emotional ceremony for Muhammad Mohammadi, who came out, was presented to the fans, and even as he was walking out onto the track to the middle of the field, he was crying. And it was just such an incredible moment. Ali Mansouri, the owner of the Blues, presenting him with a few gifts, and the crowd a standing ovation. And like you said, Muhammad Mohammadi is out for this half. And why would you take him out? You said, quote, he's playing amazing.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that this is his last game of his illustrious 19-year career, and they wanted to honor him here at halftime. And I guess all that emotion, they didn't want him to lose focus and lose what he's done here tonight. But he's made 3 unbelievable saves here and keeping the OC Blues in this game and winning 2-0 at the moment. It's very tough to see. I would have liked to see him finish this one out, earn that last victory, but he's played a very crucial role here tonight and a big part of this 2-0 lead here in the first 45.
Well, Patrick McLean, not a bad replacement on the team of the week for his shutout in the 1-0 win over Charlotte back in North Carolina. As we are getting ready for the second half here at Anteater Stadium, the Orange County Blues with the 2-0 lead, goals in the 5th minute, and now officially the 31st minute from Chris Cortez and Alan Russell. Giovanni Santana with his foot on the ball, looking for his 3rd goal as many games. Final 45 minutes from Anteater Stadium between the Orange County Blues and Chivas USA Reserves.
Number 12, Enrique Cardenas, replacing number 13, Mershad Momeni for your OC Blues.
And there's that substitution we talked about, Mershad Momeni, also coming off at halftime. Gautrau with some work to do here. Textbook defending from Fabrice Gautrau. And Moses makes sure it goes off a red jersey last, so it'll be a throw-in for Orange County, but they're put on the back foot right away inside these first 35 seconds. And Chivas USA throwing in the 46th minute. Only Fondi to find in the box, but it will go out for a corner kick.
And Chivas USA starting off a lot different there than the first half, putting up pressure. This is what Coach Paul Caffrey said. They need to put together a full 90, and unfortunately, they're only putting together a good first start of the second half.
Still plenty of time to get back into this one, though. This corner kick will be an in-swinger from the far side. Looped high into the air and cleared away. Delgado waits for the overlap. Great ball to the far post. Flag stays down, and it just runs out of bounds. So just a goal kick from McLean, but good look from Marky Delgado. Just didn't have the right weight on it.
And the OC Blues here, they're going to look to keep the majority of the possession like they did in the first half. You don't want to let down. You want to keep this deficit to keep this lead at 2 goals and maybe even extend it, as you're playing very well right now in that 7th spot of the playoffs.
And Orange County with a win tonight could go up to 6th. In fact, they would go up to 6th, leapfrogging the Wilmington Hammerheads. And that before a very important stretch with 3 games against Arizona and a game against the Sacramento Republic as well at the new Boney Field. And it's going to be very hard up in Sacramento. So you definitely want to get the points here and also the points in Arizona. There's 3 offside for OC Blues to Chivas' 1. Also just shows that the Blues able to keep the play in front of them very well, not allowing those balls through where there's a chance for the flag to go up or not. Russell with a little layoff for Turner. He's looking for Chris Cortez. Delgado with a smart header back. Santana showing good work rate, but Matt Dunn able to win the throw-in. Fondy. Well, the one thing about the former Blues, you can never fault his work rate. Coming back in the midfield to receive the ball now, looking to get up into the box, see if he can get on the end of this cross. As it swung in, Fondy's there, downward header, right into the clutches of Patrick McLean. Good distribution from him, and the Blues can go the other way in the 49th minute.
And right on cue, Mark talking about Fondy as he was able to be the recipient of that cross from Mauro Rosales. Just didn't put enough on it. McLean able to keep this at a 2-goal lead.
He started the move, and he almost finished it, Fondy. As Enrique Cardenas unable to keep it in on the far side.
We saw in that replay there, right in the hands of McLean.
Space really opening up. Nobody stepping into that pocket, and it allows Chivas to win it back. Delgado turns. 2-on-1 on that far side. Rosales skips past Cardenas, tried to play it through. Question as to whether or not the offside flag would have gone up. Moses late in getting over, allows the cross. Fondy flicks it on. Finley looking to turn. Smart ball off for Delgado. Off the post.
OC Blues looking flat there. Chivas able to generate some offensive attack. Lucky that one went off the post, but here they are on the break.
Well, plenty of questions being asked of this Blues defense to start the second half, but it remains 2-0 as Russell goes for glory, well off the mark in the end.
All right, and we're going to look at that replay. Finley able to lay it off for Marky Delgado, going to go near post, just off the woodwork, and luckily that did not land on the foot of a Chivas USA player, as that whole left side was wide open from that deflection.
A lot of strikers would have turned and volleyed that there, but Finley with a smart layoff for Delgado. And the Blues escape. Still with a 2-0 lead in the 51st minute. A 5th-minute goal from Chris Cortez, assisted by Russell. And then Russell got on the score sheet himself. But they have to be careful going the other way. And Finley knows he should have done better there.
And Kwame Watson-Sarabo trying to keep that ball out of the box. Unfortunately, fell right to the foot of Ryan Finley. Chivas USA look like a completely different team here at the start of this second half. OC Blues getting a little shot there to the mouth, but they just need to settle down, control what they already have going on for them, and that's keeping that possession in the midfield. So they just need to get back to what they were doing in that first half, and then we'll get out of here with those 3 points.
Entering the game, number 21, Christopher Tierpak, replacing number 26, Matthew Fondy.
And it looks like Fondy's night is going to be over.
And entering in for him is 22-year-old Chris Tierpak, rookie out of Houston Baptist University. Had a goal and assist in that 4-0 win over Arizona United. Also played a few minutes in the loss to the Carolina Railhawks and has seen action in 6 games with the first team. Yeah. So Tierpak, a very good replacement. And now the Blues will have to be even more careful as their defenses look shaky to start this second half. You wonder if at any moment Dariush Yazdani is going to bring in Sungju Kim to kind of tighten up that midfield and add a little bite to it.
Yeah, right now it's a little flat, and Kim, he could definitely bring that energy in, and especially with this 2-goal lead, 1 goal here, and Chivas is right back in it.
Chris tried to play it into the channel, rather in between 2 of his teammates. Cardenas trying to turn on the far side. Good job to keep the ball in, Cardenas. And the Blues through Santana. Cortez instantly kills it on his foot, waiting for Turner on the overlap. Instead, plays it to the far side. Flag stays down. It's Russell. Back to Cardenas. Heavy touch let him down. And it's cleared away for a corner kick.
Great vision there by Cortez as he had a streaking player down the left side. Elects to play that diagonal ball to Alan Russell, who lays it off beautifully to Cardenas. But, yes, a heavy touch. OC Blues still able to earn the ball and get a corner kick.
Second corner kick of the game for the Orange County Blues. Turner with the in-swinger from the far side in the 54th minute. Watson Sarabow getting forward for this one. Late entrance into the box. And it swung in his direction, over his head. Watson Sarabow able to save it. Trying to get to the line, Watson Sarabow. Strong defending. And that ball went out of bounds before Tierpek got on the end of it.
A little bit of a long cross, but OC Blues still with possession here. They've throw in, but it looks like there was a foul call on Kwame Watson-Sarabow, so excuse me, Chivas USA ball.
The free kick taken quickly for Delgado.
Every USL Pro
Perfectly weighted pass to the far side. Moses looks to have been struggling. Oh, and what a save from McLean. You know he doesn't want to give anything up against his former club. McLean joining the season from Chivas USA after making just 2 appearances during his time there.
And you know that McLean wants to preserve this game for Mohammadi, as we see here diving for that stop. And great job by McLean holding on to the ball, not letting a rebound in.
Santana! Well, bounced awkwardly, but Malia was on it.
Malia not wanting to make any mistakes here tonight after he already had that huge blunder, allowing Alan Russell to tap in the goal.
Moses into Santana, quickly crowded out by 3 red jerseys. As the Roji Blancos are looking to get on the scoreboard here and cut the deficit in half.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
First Mohammadi and then now McLean, keeping them off the board with some excellent saves. McLean looking like Memo Ochoa there.
Wow, that was quite a game he had against Brazil. Those 6 saves, definitely highlight of the tournament for Mexico.
For the OC Blues, number 14, Seungju Kim, replacing number 16, Giovanni Santana.
And almost on cue, bought in to shore up this midfield is Seungju Kim. It's a defensive midfielder in for an offensive midfielder. Try and tighten things up, but that's a brilliant first touch from Tierpek. Has space to get in, Tierpek. Now closed down by Turner and puts his cross right into the midriff of Patrick McLean. Quick distribution once again to try and start the counter. Gonzalez waiting for Cortez. Leaves it off for him. Smart by Cortez to hold it up and let more white jerseys get into the action. Okai, his distribution has been excellent this evening.
Well, you got those fresh legs of Tierpek already breaking down that OC Blues defense. Great job. And the shot from Kim, getting into that action early. But Jimmy Turner here on the left's got to work better with Okai defensively and try and stop anything going forward.
Kaji. Switches it over to Willow. Once again, it looks like Chivas want to try and attack that Seth Moses. Moses stepped into that one, but then gave it away. However, Watson Sarabow recovering well for him.
Good idea from Okai, just couldn't find it. And now Chivas is going to try and build out of the back here.
Sakeem Kaji once again. Poked forward for Finley. And ushered out of bounds, thrown for the Blues. That was a great ball out of the back there by Zavala. Moses beaten on the overlap once again. Does well to recover. Kim is in there too, but he allows the cross. Goes all the way through. And just be a goal kick in the end. As the Blues are surviving here in the 58th minute. Because of the World Cup break for Major League Soccer, which goes through the end of the first round, Chivas USA's first team won't play again until the 28th. against Real Salt Lake, and then 4 of their next 5 matches throughout July are away from home. So it's going to be a tough stretch for the Chivas USA first team as they look to climb their way up the table in the Western Conference.
And the Chivas USA first team has 2 members at the World Cup, both seeing action. Marvin Chavez for Honduras and Osvaldo Minda for Ecuador.
Yeah, and in fact, Osvaldo Minda played 83 minutes for Ecuador, and just a minute before he departed, Marvin Chavez came in the 82nd for Honduras. So 2 Chivas USA players going head-to-head in the World Cup. Very, very cool.
And most importantly, representing Major League Soccer. We love to see when home league is represented at the world stage.
Gonzalez. Kim always contents himself with simple passes, as does this man Okai, looking to go through. Gonzalez. Cardenas. Out wide for Russell, puts it across, saved at the near post. Emilia smothers the rebound.
The shot for the OC Blues, number 7, your captain, Alan Russell.
USL Pro on YouTube. All 2014 USL Pro matches will be broadcast live for free on the home team's YouTube channel. All OC Blues FC home matches will be broadcast at youtube.com/OC Blues FC via Liquid Event TV, who always do a tremendous job with the production. And of course, I would definitely go back and use that DVR feature to watch those saves from Mohamed Mohammadi. But right now it's McLean who's going to have to come up big as it squirts through and cleared off the line by Kim. And then a foul right at the top of the box against Enrique Cardenas. Not what the substitute wanted to do. This is Mauro Rosales territory all day.
Well, Christopher Tierpak, the sub for Chivas USA Reserves, really showing his presence here as he's gotten on in the second half. Leaves that ball off from Mauro Rosales, who tried to get cute with it, but the OC Blues defense made a deflection. It wasn't getting by McLean. Unfortunately, the foul here by Cardenas, like you said, Mauro Rosales territory. He's going to look to go at goal here on McLean.
Former Ajax and River Plate man. Take it on the right foot. What a save from McLean yet again.
This has just been the night of the goalkeepers. Patrick McLean leaving right off where Mohamed Mohammadi was. Keeping this a clean sheet. As we see here, Rosales goes to bend it over that left side of the wall. In the corner.
Cardenas. Lockhead tried to play it into the corner, but nobody making the run. Goal kick for Patrick McLean, and a double substitution coming up for Chivas USA.
Great job by the OC Blues defense, standing strong.
At minute 62, the substitution for Chivas USA Reserves. Coming in, number 29, Caleb Calvert. Replacing number 7, Mauro Rosales.
So Mauro Rosales' night is done after being robbed by Patrick McLean.
Hugo Ariano.
And Hugo Ariano coming in as well.
14, Akira Kaji.
And Caleb Calvert, 17 years old, was the youngest ever homegrown signing by Chivas USA when he signed on July 5th last year at the age of 16. However, fractured a bone in his left foot and wasn't really able to play last year, now trying to break into the first team in his second season as a professional.
And some good news for the OC Blues defense and the coaches there figuring out the strategy. Mauro Rosales is off the field, and he was the one that's been generating all these chances for Chivas USA Reserves here in the second half.
Well, and this time McLean, having to escape the same fate that befell Malia, is able to get it clear. Still in trouble, though, the Blues. Plenty of defending to do as the ball comes across. Strong clearance. This is Chris Cortez. Had 9 appearances for Chivas USA in 2011. Has put his former employers to the sword here with his goal in the 5th minute.
That was a great job by Matt Dunn holding up Chris Cortez so that his Chivas USA defenders could get back. because Cardenas was streaking down the right side, but his presence was able to stop that counterattack. So good job by number 6, Matt Dunn.
As we have a substitution coming in for the Orange County Blues, and it is going to be Seth Moses coming out.
At minute 64, the substitution for the OC Blues, number 28, Dersu Abafati.
And Dersu Abafati making his third appearance for the Orange County Blues. Former U.S. Youth International out of Stanford. And a strong tackle from Fabrice Gautrau, who General Manager John Spencer has said he's done an excellent job since he's come back from his ankle injury. You can see it there. Turner with that long throw. Good spin and a nice little ball from Zavala. Dunn is chasing. Zavala gets there before Cortez. Into the 65th minute, Chivas USA trying to get on the board. Not with crosses like that, though. All the scoring so far in the first half. Chris Cortez against his former club in the 5th minute, and then Alan Russell in the 31st. And USLProSoccer.com will have all that information for you. Score, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. You can find all the scores from this weekend as well as updated standings. And the Blues, if they can hold on to this 2-0 lead, will head into 6th place after this weekend's games. Bought down on the chest. Russell working his way inside. Tried to flick it to Cardenas. Unable to get around Willow. Talk about Enrique Cardenas. Came on for just 12 minutes against Charlotte in North Carolina. And he had the assist on Giovanni Santana's goal. And then he won a penalty kick in the 83rd minute, 3 minutes after they scored. But Alan Russell had his shot saved. As this is a good ball and taken a bit too far out wide. So it has to be played across, and once again, Gautrau was there. So Cardenas doing all his work in just 12 minutes before being subbed right back off. But created a goal and won a penalty in a span of 3 minutes. And both of these teams, Brad, can score goals in bunches. In that 4-3 win over the Dayton Dutch Lions, the Blues scored 3 goals in 4 minutes. And against Arizona United, Chivas USA scored 2 goals in a minute.
Yeah, you can never sleep on these guys. They just have the power to attack at will sometimes.
And it looks like the Blues trying to just control the game at the moment. They can keep the clean sheet. They will have all 3 points. And USL Pro clubs would go to 8-6-3 against MLS reserve squads. 67th minute, Mark Serber alongside Brad Paul here on the Orange County Blues YouTube page, courtesy of Liquid Event TV. And it's 2-on-3. Laid off, good shot! And they've pulled one back. Tremendous strike, and there was nothing McLean could do about that one. And it's game on here at UC Irvine.
Ryan Finley with that
The goal
left
for
foot.
Chivas USA Reserves in the 68th minute, number 19, Ryan Finley.
Finley with his 5th goal in 3 games.
As we see here on the replay, Tierpak just leaves it off. Finley goes ahead from distance, catches Malia off guard. Catches Patrick McLean off guard there. And sure enough, ball game. 2-1 OC Blues.
Back those Blues.
Cortez. Cortez still going. And he'll be whistled for pulling down Dunn. Looked like Cortez had the angle, though. Ryan Finley with a hat trick against Arizona United and the goal against the Carolina Railhawks. Now has another one here against the Orange County Blues. As Gonzalez needs support, finds it in the guise of Turner. Almost a bad giveaway.
Well, Cortez there doing a great job on this near side, keeping possession. But Chivas USA Reserves, a different team in this second half. OC Blues have to try and keep up that momentum they had in that first 45 and create some better chances.
Oh, they have a chance here in the set piece.
At www.competeperformance.com.
So we head into the 70th minute of play at Anteater Stadium on the campus of UC Irvine. Blues had a comfortable 2-0 lead, but it all changed so quickly with one quick flick of the boot from Ryan Finley. Finley has played 4 games with the first team, but it's really hard to unseat Eric Cubo Torres as that lone striker in the Chivas USA first team. Is Chris Cortez. Ooh, not too far off.
Well, he went at that with power, just wide left of the mark, but I don't know if Malia had a chance on that one if it was on frame. I mean, Chris Cortez, he's good on those balls up in the air. Might have seen Okai swing one in, but Cortez wanted that one and gave it a good strike.
Gotrao with a towering header. Russell looking to get back into the game. Delgado is being watched by Kim. And the call from McLean is up as the Blues trying to reestablish that high pressure. And starting with Russell, who never stops running. Long ball taken down by Cottrell. Okai able to get it away from Calvert.
Every USL Pro regular season and playoff game will stream live on YouTube in 2014.
Willow gives it off to Zavala. Zavala is such a versatile player, can play up top as well.
To the OC Blues FC YouTube channel today.
As the goal scorer, Finley. Playing it through for Tierpek. That's a heavy challenge. And certainly a card as well.
Well, Tierpak saw that coming and was able to escape any serious injury, but Watson Cerebo definitely heavy on this challenge as we see upends Tierpak. It was a good foul. I don't know if it was a card, slowing down their momentum. But now Kwame with a yellow card is going to have to be careful in that back line not to pick up a second one. We still have 20 minutes of regular time left.
And perhaps this is where Paul Caffrey had wished he kept Rosales on the field for just a little bit longer. Still plenty of players who can hit this. So this time it's to the far post and McLean lets it go.
Yeah, the Blues did a good job holding their line on that, so there was no one to run off at that back post. But it's going to be interesting to see if Dariush Yazdani makes any more changes, or is this going to be the 11 men out there to finish off this game?
Russell being backed into. The foul's called on Zavala. Alan Russell in the last few attacks has been pulling himself into wide positions, Brad, and looking to feed players running through the middle. Do you think he's just trying to take the center backs away with him?
He's getting out wide and being able to throw that back in the middle. So it's actually working. He's getting open. So the center backs for Chivas USA are not going with him, but it is creating good chances. So he should keep doing it, and we'll see if he could put in one of those crosses that finds Chris Cortez again.
It's going to be Turner with his right foot. That's a good ball swung in. Chivas there first. Kim wins it in midfield. Bit too heavy for Cardenas. That ball needlessly given away by Kim, who was in acres of space when he overcooked that pass.
The Blues need to keep this high line and keep that pressure up as long as Chivas has that in their own third.
It's almost like the Blues needed to give themselves that goal to wake themselves up, or to give away that goal to wake themselves up. Here's Kim. One-on-one, not really Kim's game. That's better from him as he gets it out wide. However, good tracking back from Tierpek. And this is better from the Blues. Broadcaster's cursed, and here comes Chivas. Finley looking to go for goal from distance.
Well, he never had an angle at that one as Cerebo was right in front of him. But he is the one that is on the score sheet right now for Chivas USA, so he went to go at it again, but goal kick for the OC Blues.
Blues have 16 minutes and change to hang on here. 3 points to move them into 6th place in the USL Pro.
Patrick's amazing street art painting will be put on display in the OC Blues office.
Oh, and if Cortez could have gotten that back to Russell, he might have been off in space. Instead, it's Chivas going the other way. Russell. And tried to turn it. Willow was there. Malia quicker this time to the ball. Watson Cerebo. Cardenas. Wins a free kick in midfield behind the play.
And the difference here, Mark, that I've noticed is the OC Blues in that first half were able to find those open spaces and play possession on the ball. Right now, Chivas USA Reserves are closing down those gaps, so the OC Blues have to find those open spots so that they can gain that possession back.
A free kick for the Orange County Blues. Be taken by Kwame Watson-Cerebo, who's on loan from Real Salt Lake.
Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on
Kim
Twitter
chasing.
for all the latest Nike Soccer
Cleared only as far as go Trow.
The
Flicked on by
OC
Okai.
stay looking sharp, courtesy of Sports Clips.
18-year-old gets it off to Okai. Well, you could see the idea as Turner was making the run. And this is Delgado, who's been dangerous down the flanks all night.
Stop in today and discover what the buzz
Tremendous
is all about.
defending on the far side. Okai. Such a great link between defense and attack, Okai.
This is a lot better from the Blues here.
It's Gonzalez given time on the ball. He's going to find it again. Now they step up, the Goats. Cardenas. Never afraid to take players on. Lob back for him in the corner from Alan Russell. Great move from Cardenas. Puts it across goal and cleared out for the 3rd corner kick of the game for the Orange County Blues. Great work from the diminutive midfielder Cardenas. Last season was the Big West midfielder of the year here at UC Irvine with 8 goals and 7 assists in 23 games played. And Jimmy Turner coming over to take this corner kick in the 77th minute. Can the Blues get some daylight between themselves and the Goats?
Number 6, Jimmy Turner.
Turner looked like he wanted it short. Now he's going to back up. Cerebo Watson is it again. Swing and a miss. Goal kick.
Faked me out even. I thought he was pulling that one back, but just off the foot and goal kick. Happens to the best of us, Mark.
So Watson-Cerebo had to go all the way back. And he might be called into action here. Calvert tried to flick it on. Okai getting up slowly as Watson-Cerebo was impeded, and he wins the free kick on Matt Dunn.
Okai landed hard on the ground there as you see him holding his lower back. But he got up high for that one to win it.
24-year-old Ghanaian. Only player on the Blues to play every game this season. As John Spencer once told me, as Okai goes, so does the Blues. Tierpek with space on the far side. Well cut out. Kim. Good work from the South Korean. And the cross is in, trying to get across the face of goals. Cortez cleared out before he could get there. And Chivas looking to counter. Calvert left it off for Finley. Just misplayed it. And now the Blues trying to slow things down after end-to-end stuff here at UC Irvine. And it's Cardenas fighting to keep that ball.
Really has been a tale of two halves here for Chivas, as they're able to make this a game after all, as it was all OC Blues in the first. But great resilience there from Jimmy Turner, earning a free kick in a dangerous spot.
And Turner wins the free kick.
Foul on Chivas USA
Hugo
Reserves.
Arellano, the guilty party.
Just inside 11 minutes left of regular time.
Cardenas coming over to plot something with Gautreau. In fact, I think he told Gautreau to get lost.
In a nice way, of course.
That's a good ball in, and header's on. It was off target and will be a goal kick for Chivas USA. So we head into the final 10 minutes of normal time. Ryan Finley's 67th minute strike has brought Chivas back into this game, and it's setting up a nervy finale for the Orange County Blues. And that's what Kim was brought in to do, to sweep up and pick up the pieces.
On the center of Orange County.
Cortez
Tonight's attendance is 942.
looking for his third brace of the season, Chris Cortez.
Blues and USL Pro Soccer, thank you for your support.
Turner able to win that ball off Delgado. However, it went beyond him. Well stepped in by Watson Sarabo. Well, McLean in an awkward situation here. Smartly done from McLean. Anywhere will do on that occasion. And now the Blues must get players back into their box to defend. Delgado will take this throw in.
McLean not wanting to get caught like Malia did earlier.
Good cross in from Delgado. And Tierpek was lurking at the far post. And that one rolled tamely into the arms of Patrick McLean. No need to worry there, and McLean's going to take all 6 seconds as the Blues are just trying to see this one out. General Manager John Spencer said, "We just spent the entire week working on regeneration." He said both games with the weather delays and tough travel times, his guys have been absolutely knackered, and I think we're seeing that here going into the final 9 minutes. Goal kick, much to the chagrin of the Chivas USA bench. Well, the Orange County Blues never shy with fouls, but with Mirshad Momeni out of the game, it's actually Chivas who are leading in that category 11-7, Brad.
Well, Momeni did get that yellow card, and don't want to put yourself in a bad situation, as he's always a tough, aggressive player.
A reminder to follow the USL Pro on Facebook. Visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro. Ooh, and both players sliding in there, but the ball had gone out of bounds before Calvert and Fabrice Gautreau made acquaintances. And while we have a chance, want to give a shout out to Evan Mundine watching in Texas. Hope you're doing well, Evan. Evan says that he has picked every game right so far. He knew that Spain and England were going to bow out early. Just a teenager, Evan, but he's smarter than me, Brad.
I think he's smarter than all of us. To think Spain would be out after their first two group stage matches, unheard of.
In for Cardenas. Tried to chest it into the path of Russell. Hint of handball perhaps there on Arellano, but instead cleared away. Kim. Oh, rather played it behind Turner, but he's able to rescue the situation. Not the best from Gautreau.
Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Irvine. Learn more
Chris
about
Cortez
Dr.
uses his
Figueroa
body
by
well.
visiting www.ocsportsmed.com.
Delgado. And the way Delgado's played tonight shows why he saw so much first-team action last year before tearing his meniscus, and why he's already made 9 appearances this season with the Chivas USA first team. Such a smart player, the 19-year-old.
He's been working well here with a guy that's also seen some first-team action, Carlos Alvarez, as those two were just linking up on that possession right there. But might see a last-ditch effort here by Chivas USA to try to bring this score back to even, and maybe the OC Blues could catch them on a counter and put this game away.
Watson Cerebro slipped and into space for Delgado, but he's outpaced by Gotrao, who lets that ball run out of bounds, or by Turner, rather, who's had an excellent game. Jimmy Turner starting that first goal with the long diagonal ball that Russell pulled back across for Chris Cortez to score against his former team. And then the long throw-ins, and he's been just buccaneering up and down the wing all night. Getting back well there to let that ball roll out of bounds and kill some more time off this clock. As the Orange County Blues are looking for their 4th win in 5 games.
So we're just about midway here of the season, sitting in that playoff position right now at 7th. Yes, a win will put them at 6 and also have them feeling good about themselves.
They did well away to Sacramento, Orange County Blues, losing just 2-1 in front of over 17,000 fans. But you have to feel that if they're going to move up, they need to take 9 points from those games with Arizona United. And Willow was down, but he's getting up now. Willow struggling just a bit. However, it looks like he's going to continue, and he'll be allowed to stay on the field because no medical personnel had to come on and check on him. Turner was saying that he wanted to throw that one long to them. Instead, they're going to give it back by just sending it all the way to Zavala. Send right back in. Neatly brought down by Gotrao. Nice no-look pass, too. Okai. Into the space for Kim. That's a better ball from Kim this time for Cardenas. You know Cardenas is going to want to get to that wing. Instead, plays it in. Alan Russell's there, brings it down, but fires over. The question is whether or not he was whistled for the handball. And yes, he was, as this is going to come out to the top of the box. Look at Russell, though, still going, the 33-year-old, making it hard for Chivas to work their way out of the back. And he forces them to win the ball off the long pass.
Well, it was a good early cross from Cardenas. Unfortunately, Russell's hand was right next to his thigh. Initially looked like he brought it down beautifully and took a crack at goal, but whistled for the handball, and they just got to hold on here for about 5 more minutes, and 3 points will be all theirs.
Cardenas didn't let that one bounce over him. However, it's Lockhead on the far side. Well, he played it long when his forward was coming back to it. And it's going to roll out of bounds for a goal kick, so more time will come off this clock. The Orange County Blues perhaps looking for a measure of revenge after going out 2-1 to Chivas USA's first team last year in the U.S. Open Cup. And take a look at the shots on goal. Very even. And if it weren't for Patrick McLean and Mohamed Mohammadi playing his final 45 minutes of his career in the first half, it could be a very different scoreline. So that's a big tackle from Willow. Otherwise, Cortez might have been able to ice the game. Backheader to the keeper. Very well done.
Good communication from McLean and Dersu Al-Fati as Tierpak was on the back post there. Able to gain possession, kill a little bit more time, and send this one up long.
One over Zavala by Cortez. Russell takes it to the corner. Puts it back across goal where no one is. Russell, why wouldn't he hold that ball in the corner?
Yeah, he put his hands on his head. He knew he missed that opportunity, but Blues win it right back and lose it right back.
Dunn takes it off the feet of Cardenas. Hard challenge from Abu Fati. Call will go against him, but Abu Fati's been an able replacement in place of Seth Moses. Space for Delgado to operate in the box. Clips it in, and Watson Cerebo gets his head on it. Zavala, all hands on deck now for Orange County, of all but Allen Russell, and now Allen Russell back in their own half. No foul, says the referee, as Watson Cerebo clears, and the Blues lose it again.
Alex Kosdoof, you've won a family 4-pack of tickets.
Delgado trying to create. Curls it out to the far side. Great 1-2 between Delgado and that winger on the far side. Over to Calvert, puts it back across into the danger area. Headed down. And the shot leaving a lot to be desired in the end as we head into the final 30 seconds of normal time. Brad, what's your prediction on stoppage time?
4 minutes. Just going to wait here for the official word from the referee.
Well, we don't have one of those really cool Humboldt stoppage time clocks.
But it looks like the ref might have been holding up 2 fingers there.
Well,
we're going to wait and see officially.
Just 2 minutes would be a huge advantage for the Blues, considering all the stoppages we've had in the second half. USL Pro on Twitter. Make sure to follow USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates, such as this possible goal from the Blues as Russell looking to engineer half yard of space. Brilliant ball in, but Malia gets there before Cardenas. Ooh, and Cardenas getting into it with Zavala. And Cortez in there to try and broker a peace deal.
Well, that's actually Eric Zavaleta and Cardenas getting into it.
My apologies, Zavaleta, not Zavala.
Tension's running high here as this game is very close.
And a good job by the referee to just tell everybody to calm down. No cards dished out to Cardenas or Zavaleta. As 51 seconds have elapsed here in stoppage time. Blues hanging by a thread. And they're going to make a substitution. Is Gabriel Gonzalez coming off? And Gonzalez, I know he's knackered, but he needs to get off that field as more time is coming on this clock. And Andrew Hoxie's going to come in. The Orange County Blues actually scrimmaged Chivas Guadalajara on Thursday night. Chivas Guadalajara won 3-2, but Andrew Hoxie scored a goal. Nike, a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow @Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Hoxie against Zavaleta in the corner. Just 2 minutes of second half stoppage time. That means there's 10 seconds left, but more time will be added on for that substitution. As Russell played it back to Turner. Delgado's not the guy who you want Chivas USA to have their foot on the ball with. Ooh, and a bad mistake from Cerebo Watson, but it works out well. Hoxie's in, and Hoxie hammers it right at Malia.
Well, that would have been the game-ending goal right there from Hoxie as he just came on. That would have been great to see. Not even a minute of action. Put that one away.
Well, Cerebo Watson looked like he had almost given it away, but then Gotrao stepped in and played a beautiful ball right to Hoxie.
Good communication from those two backs.
And that will do it, says the referee. The Orange County Blues hang on by the skin of their teeth, and they're going to run out of UC Irvine 2-1 winners against the Chivas USA Reserves, meaning that Orange County now goes to 7-8 on the season and leapfrog the Wilmington Hammerheads into 6th place in the USL Pro standings. For Chivas USA Reserves, they go to 1-4-1 in the Reserve League, and they will have to wait until July 6th, where they finally return home after a 3-game road trip to face off against the Montreal Impact Reserves. Final thoughts, Brad?
Well, we couldn't have said anymore about Muhammad Mohammadi, as he was just awarded man of the match for his great 3 saves in the first half, and that was very crucial for the OC Blues in securing this victory tonight.
And Patrick McLean certainly followed his lead in the second half.
He made 2 unbelievable saves. In the 67th minute, Ryan Finley had a great strike that I don't think anybody would have stopped. McLean did a great job coming in for Muhammad Mohammadi, but the Blues, they had that possession in the first half, and that's what really dominated this game for them and gave them that early cushion to preserve the 3 points. Let down a little bit in the second half, but towards that last 15 minutes, they really shored up that midfield with Kim and Okai and able to play well enough to preserve that game.
Up next for the Blues, they will travel to Arizona in a week's time as they look for their now 5th win in 6 games.
You always love to run hot here, and couldn't have picked a better time in the season.
The Blues improving to 5-3 at home. As we have an interview, Hersini Del Cid looks to be down on the field with, I believe, Jimmy Turner.
Thank you, gentlemen. We're here with Jimmy Turner. Jimmy, tell us about tonight's performance.
It was a great performance from our team tonight. We came out with some fire, some aggression, and we worked hard. We pushed back Chivas USA a lot, and we forced them into defending, and we got our 2 early goals, and it really put them down, and it really pushed them back, and it made it difficult for them to come back tonight.
The goal by Christopher Cortez actually came from your assist to Alan Russell. Tell us how you saw Alan there.
I picked up the ball and I was looking up before I touched it. I saw Alan fade into the back post, so I took a touch on the inside and I curled it far post to Alan, and he just played it across the goal and it went nicely to Chris.
How was your road trip this past week?
Our road trip was great. It was definitely a challenge. 2 games on the East Coast against 2 great opponents, Orlando City and the Charlotte Eagles. We got a win and we got 3 points on the road trip, which was great, and so we're back home and we're glad to win tonight.
What do you think about Muhammad Mohammadi's last performance tonight?
It was a great performance from Muhammad. He's a great goalkeeper, a great professional, and he's had many, many years playing soccer everywhere, from in Iran to here in the United States, and I'm just very fortunate to be able to play with him.
About the United States plays tomorrow against Portugal. Who are you rooting for there?
The USA, of course. The boys are looking good. They got our first win against Ghana, and now we try to get 3 points against Portugal.
How do you think the performance of U.S. in the World Cup will affect USL Pro and Major League Soccer here in the United States?
I think it's going to affect it greatly. I see more and more fans watching soccer just because of this World Cup, and it's made a huge impact. I mean, I was just in a pizza shop the other day watching the U.S. play against Ghana, and I just never knew how many fans were actually supporting the U.S. and were really into soccer. So it's great to see, and I think that's going to produce more kids to play, and they're going to get out there, and that's just going to make our leagues even stronger.
Great. Thank you very much, Jimmy, and you had a great game. And thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you next July 12th as we have Give Back Night here. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
Well, Jimmy Turner up and down the flanks all night, but I don't think pizza is on Dariush Yazdani's diet for the Orange County Blues. Didn't seem to affect Jimmy Turner, though.
It gave him that little extra boost that he needed as we saw him racing up and down those sidelines tonight, and he didn't have any letdowns, and that's what you like to see out of your left back there. And he also switched around and played right back a little bit tonight, and his youth really showed and was able to give a good distribution. As we see here on that first goal, he had his head up and found the captain, Alan Russell, who played it beautifully back into the middle for Cortez. Malia out of position. That was the early lead in the 5th minute. And then the game winner came later with Malia making that mistake to the captain, Alan Russell. And I believe we have him right now with Hersini Del Cid.
Alan Russell and Hersini Del Cid exchanging pleasantries before the interview, and also give Cortez credit for getting inside Zavaleta there. Even though it was a tap-in, he still had to get to the space.
Here we are, Alan Russell, the goal scorer. Tell us how your experience led to this goal tonight.
How my experience led to this goal. I think as a captain, it's my job to lead, and especially as a striker, where you lead from the front, and then the other boys follow. My experience came in at the end, where we knew we had to grind out a result. Even though the second half, I felt we were less of a force than the first half. But it's just to manage the players a certain way. Sometimes you need a kick up the butt, sometimes you need an arm over the shoulder.
What was done during training this week that led to this win?
I think we've been working on team spirit, first of all, being more of a team, but tactically we worked on certain things, going from defence and turning defence into attack and playing in more dangerous areas, and I think it showed, especially in the first half tonight.
And as a captain, what do you tell your team to get that collectiveness?
You've got to, I mean, every one of your teammates has got to be like your brother, and you've got to fight for every inch. And I don't know, it's an old cliche saying that, but if you go that extra yard for your teammate, then they'll do the same for you.
Right, thank you very much, and congratulations on your win, Alan.
Well, the Blues grinding out victories, and I think Alan Russell said it best. General Manager John Spencer said, too, that they're looking more like a team. They're fighting each other, and they're competitive for the full 90 minutes, and they've shown tonight that they can handle adversity as well as put balls into the back of the net.
Yeah, it's been a great stretch of games here, winners 5 of the last 6, and it was that 2-week break that they had a couple weeks ago that I really saw a change in this team, and it all starts with, like he said, fighting together for every single inch. And as we see here on the replay, Alan Russell never giving up on the ball, and just caught Malia off guard, stuck his foot out and rolled right into the back of the net, and that was the game winner right there. And he practices what he preaches, and his effort is what was the difference here tonight.
Well, Alan Russell, Captain Spectacular, 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. Now 5 goals and 4 assists on the season, surpassing last year's total of 2 goals and 4 assists in 25 games played. So plenty more to come from Alan Russell, who's really relishing playing up top again. And what was it that the Blues were able to do when Chivas USA really took it to him to kind of quell the danger and calm things down?
Well, they didn't get too excited and let the action just dictate it. They let the game go the way they wanted to. There was a couple opportunities that Chivas had there in the second half, but they were able to hold strong, and it all starts with the goalkeeping play of Mohammadi and McLean. But as we see here, Finley was able to get one back here in the 67th minute with a brilliant strike, but no one was going to stop that, and that second goal by Alan Russell was just too much for Chivas USA here tonight.
Well, absolutely nothing McLean could do about that, but it's bittersweet for Mohammadi. Has a shutout in the first 45 minutes to end his career, and the Blues go on to record the 2-1 victory. Once again, the goals coming in from Chris Cortez, who played for Chivas USA back in 2011 in the 5th minute. Then Alan Russell getting on the score sheet, taking advantage of that lackadaisical play from Malia in the 31st. Finley, though, making it a game in the 67th with that brilliant goal you just saw. But the Blues, in the end, able to fight through adversity and hold on. And up next for them, it's in Peoria at Arizona on the 28th. And then, Brad, you and I and the whole Liquid Event TV crew will be back on July 12th for yet another matchup against Arizona, as Arizona and Orange County are going to go head-to-head in 3 of the Blues' next 4 games.
Yeah, they're already victorious against them once here at home, Arizona United. So they're going to have to build on their recent success, and they know what Arizona is going to bring to the table. So they have a little bit of a scouting report already, and they know how they can be successful against them.
Well, the USL Pro improves to 8-6-3 against Major League Soccer reserve sides. This one ending 2-1 in favor of Orange County. Goals once again from Chris Cortez and Alan Russell before Finley struck the consolation goal for Chivas USA. But for all of us from Liquid Event TV and the Orange County Blues YouTube page, it's good night from UC Irvine as the Blues run out 2-1 winners and now occupy 6th place in the USL Pro standings.